Gary Null. In about 10 minutes from now, learning to emotionally and spiritually navigate ourselves through the coming chaos and collapse of industrial civilization with Dr. Carolyn Baker. But, as promised, from Martha Rosenberg. Recently, quote, some of the nation's top researchers, clinicians, and scientists convened in Washington, D.C. for the first annual Selling Sickness Conference, examining how pharma sells diseases to move the medications intended to treat them. Examples of pharma's disease-mongering business model abound, especially since direct-to-consumer advertising began in the 1990s. Depression, bipolar disorder, seasonal allergies, insomnia, gastro reflux disease, GERD, are just some of the diseases that tripled and quadrupled in the population thanks to TV advertising, sometimes accompanied by self-administered quizzes. Even more lucrative have been childhood and adult ADHD, a sort of behavioral, mood, and spectrum disorders, like, do you sleep too much? Are you too wakeful? Disorders, and of course, restless leg syndrome. Cha-ching. Proof of pharma's disease selling model is as close as investment reports which unabashedly gush about growing, quote, markets for fibromyalgia or depression. And 2013 reveals that the market for ankylosis and spondylosis is unfolding now that Abbott has dedicated an entire company to sell its extreme drug, Humira. Do you have back pain? Are you dismissing it as a result of lifting too much at the gym or bad posture? Ask Abbott radio ads. Instead of spending $5 a month on aspirin, you could be spending $20,000 a year on Humira and exposing yourself to tuberculosis and serious viruses and fungi or bacterial infection. Why would people voluntarily take a drug that, quote, may increase the chance of getting lymphoma, including a rare kind, or other cancers, hepatitis B infections, and carriers of the virus, allergic reactions, nervous system problems, blood problems, heart failure, certain immune reactions, including lupus-like syndrome, liver problems, and worsening cirrhosis, end quote. Side effects that are worse than the condition being treated. Some people have died from these infections, says the label. Why? Simple. Advertising works. ADHD has been another lucrative disease for Big Pharma. Though marketers worry about the 5 million kids at risk of going off their ADHD meds when they leave home. Quote, I remember being the kid with ADHD. Truth is, I still have it, said an ad from stimulant maker Sheer with a photo of Adam Levine, the lead singer of Maroon 5, in the Northwestern University student newspaper, the Daily Northwestern. Quote, it's your ADHD, own it, is the tagline. This week, a widely disseminated press release furthers the ADHD financial damage control by announcing research that reveals that, quote, ADHD can often persist into adulthood. News outlets obediently headline their articles. ADHD doesn't go away, and ADHD often persists into adulthood, without even noting the financial partnership between Shire and the study's lead organization, Boston Children's Hospital, penned just 4 months ago. Finally, there's the lucrative disease of menopause, which made pharma billions until the minnow drugs, Premarin and Prempro, were found to cause endometrial cancer and breast cancer, respectively. This week, an FDA advisory committee continues the unsavory tradition of over-medicating a non-disease by considering another drug, including Paxil, for, quote, treatment of moderate to severe vasomuscular symptoms due to menopause, end quote. How safe are these drugs? Both our maker Pfizer and Paxil maker GlaxoSmithKline settled major lawsuits over buried risks related to the drugs and face many others. One Paxil study that hid risks was written by GlaxoSmithKline marketing firm, not the accredited doctors on the article. The doctors were paid to put their name on the article, but the actual article written by PR hacks in some little cubicle someplace in some fed little disgusting hole that Big Pharma works from. This is all according to the court proceedings brought by the New York Attorney General. It's easy to blame Big Pharma, a bought FDA, bought medical institutions, and rubber stamp press for promotion of expensive and dangerous drugs for non-diseases. But at what point do we decide that we are not going to buy into their business, did I say business model? Yeah, but we're supposed to say medical model, but that would be lying. We suffer from a business model. ADHD is a fraud. Social anxiety disorder is a double fraud. And everything else that they try to sell us today, your baby is laughing, it's crying, look at that. Bipolar, get it on drugs. Aren't babies supposed to laugh and cry? Yes, no, did I say yes? No. Business model, I'm the doctor. No, I'm not the doctor. Why do I'm the publicist, and I'm trying to convince you that if your baby laughs and cries, it needs to go on meds. Now, you're supposed to be the typical stupid, brain-dead American who'll do anything you're told. After all, you think it's fascinating to look at a woman who's got a 75-foot wide ass, Kim Kardashian, and you make that a household name. So why can't you just go ahead and shut up and accept the fact that your baby's got bipolar and get them on this drug immediately to save their life? And if you don't, Hillary Clinton will. How about that? Sounds all right to me. No, it doesn't. Oh, what about the Obamacare health insurance? Oh, we got to raise the rates now because we're going to be on more meds and more diagnosis and more diseases, and it's going to cost more. And you're going to have your premiums raised. But I'm a poor person. I thought, well, too bad. Again, you have to understand that when Obama business model was created, it was created by business people from Big Pharma, big profit corporations, and big insurance companies meeting privately in the White House. They own it, so why not meet there instead of their boardrooms, to figure out the best way for them to make about $1 trillion in excess profit that they wouldn't be making. Now, it doesn't mean anyone's going to be healthier. It's not going to prevent a single disease. It's going to cause more death than it would have otherwise had. But it's a business model. It's that simple. So the next time someone really gaffes and says, we've got a medical or scientific model, have them stop for a moment. We don't. The only thing we have in America are business models that we then disguise, thinking that we're all stupid. We're not. We're all compliant. We're not. Back in a moment. Before we go to my guest who's standing by, and I've given you her bio earlier in the program, Dr. Carolyn Baker, learning to emotionally and spiritually navigate ourselves through the coming chaos and collapse of industrial civilization. We just want to hear from one of our in-office individuals, Jeremy, who's looking for a little help on a project. Hi, Jeremy.
Good afternoon, Gary. So we're currently in the process of archiving some documentary footage, and we're looking for some interns who may be able to donate a bit of their time on weekdays or weeknights until 9 p.m. or even on weekends during the day to help out in the effort. So anyone who's interested, they can give me a call at the following number, and that is 646-926-5434. Once again, that number is 646